from the beach.
There we go. I don't think they heard us.
Now, hey guys, howdy, howdy, howdy.
Good evening, everybody.
There's Deborah and the koala bear is on there. The blue lobster is on. Joe Bowers is on.
Luann.
Luann is there. Big Jay Jenkins is on there. Hey Jay, how you doing, buddy?
All right. Well,
can you hear me now?
Can you hear me now? Let me hear your mic.
Check the mic 1 2. Check 1 2 1 2 3 and a 1 2 and a 3 4. I can only go to 4. I'm a musician. Let's try one and see how it works. Robert Earl Keen song, Feels So Good, Feeling Good Again. Standing here on Main Street, across from Mr. Blues, faded leather jacket, worn out broken shoes. Chill north wind was blowing, the spring was coming on. Wondered to myself just how long I had been gone. So I strolled across on Main Street, down a flight of stairs. I stepped into a hall and saw all my friends were there. And a neon sign was flashing, saying, welcome, come on in. Yeah, it feels so good, feeling good again. My favorite band was playing Otis Redding song. When they sang the chorus, everybody sang along. Dan and Margarita were swaying side by side. Heard they were divorcing, I guess they let it slide. Wish I had some money, wish to buy a round. I wish I'd cash my paycheck before I came to town. But I reached into my pocket, found 3 20s and a 10. It feels so good, feeling good again. There was old man Perkins sitting on a stool, watching Butch and Jimmy John talking loud and shooting pool. Boys from Silver City standing by the fire, singing like they thought they were Tabernacle Choir. Wanted you to see them all, wish that you were there. I looked across the room and saw you standing on the stair. When I caught your eye, saw you break into a grin. It feels so good, feeling good again. Yeah, I wanted you to see them all. I wish that you were there. I looked across the room and saw you standing on the stair. When I caught your eye, saw you break into a grin. Yeah, it feels so good, feeling good again. Robert Earl Keen.
Yeah.
So John Dowdy says it's wet in Seattle, and
it was wet here, like we had rain.
Kelly's on there. Kelly's that Kelly from Jersey Shore, and well, my sister and my niece are on there. Hey, Shelly Terrell and Lucy and Shelly are watching. I'm gonna do a song for y'all in a minute. Glad you got tuned in. And Lee Cruz says he's gonna be seeing us in a couple of weeks.
He said he's coming up on the 11th. I thought.
Yeah, man, get your butt on up here, Lee.
And I see my niece is on, Kelly. Ken Barnes, how are you, brother?
And Lee says he's got some of that honeycomb hammock holy water. Yes, sir. Singing juice. We call that singing juice, Lee.
We need the blessings. Yes, it cooled down a little bit today.
Yes, it did. Nice out.
It's been beautiful, though, pretty much. I'm seeing we're getting a little buffering in there. It doesn't look like a whole lot, but I'm seeing a little bit. You guys let me know if it gets to be unbearable.
If it acts up.
Hopefully not. All right, let's see. Let's get a song here. Little Lyle Lovett. Some folks say there ain't no bears in Arkansas. Some folks never seen a bear at all. Some folks say that bears go around eating babies raw. Some folks got a bear across the hall. Some folks say that bears go around just smelling bad. Others say that bears is honey sweet. Some folks say this bear's the best I ever had. Some folks got a bear beneath their feet. Some folks drive bears out of the wilderness. Some to see a bear would pay a fee. Me, I just bear up to my bewildered best. Some folks even see the bear in me. Some folks drive the bears out of the wilderness. Some to see a bear would pay a fee. Me, I just bear up to my bewildered best. Some folks even see the bear in me. So find a bear and take him out to lunch with you. Even though your friends may stop instead. Just remember that's a bear there.
Where?
In a bunch with you. And it just don't come no better than a bear. No, they just don't come no better than a bear. No, they just don't come no better than. They just don't come no better than. They just don't come no better than a bear. Little Lyle, love it. We haven't done that one in a while.
We saw that boy down there, didn't we?
Yeah, yes, we did. David Jones, how are you,
There
buddy?
you go.
And Paul Articano, how are you? Paul, I'm going to be down in Sarasota in June at the Serenoa Golf Course. It's open to the public. I'll
That's
be
the
at
place we played.
the Whitetails, yes.
Place we played here.
Yeah, I got to pay for my birthday trip. Hey, Uncle Pete, how are you, buddy?
So I'm glad to see my sister and my niece Shelley are on there, and at home there in Callahan. And I got a song for you. This is and I've told the story before. I was influenced by a lot of great older fellows that helped me along the way musically, and my friend Mary Lou. I hope maybe she's tuned in too. I don't see her on there yet, but Mary Lou in Jacksonville. She's a good friend, music lover, and she requested this song as well. This is a song called "Old Men with Guitars and Fiddles," and the influence for this was an old gentleman, two people actually, old gentleman down in Green Cove Springs at Penny Farms, playing the fiddle in the nursing home there, and I got to play guitar with him. And our barber there in Riverview, where we grew up before we moved out to Callahan, Lamar Moon, he was a great influence, steel guitar player. He was our barber, but he played the steel guitar and he played it well. So this song is called "Old Men with Guitars and Fiddles." down to the rest home, see an old friend living there. Took his old fiddle, hoped we'd play some while I was there. Took his old fiddle, oh, like a night child. When he bowed the first few notes, should have seen him smile. The sound that came from that old wood was pure country gold. The notes that flowed from the strings were clear and bold. I thought for a minute he was gonna cry. Then he smiled and said, boy, let's play sweet bye-bye. Old men with guitars and fiddles picking on the porch. Don't hear music like that much anymore. It takes me back to my childhood and I remember when. Now I wish I was a kid back there picking with them again. I was only 8 years old when I was introduced. All my daddy's old friends that they called the picking fools. They'd sit around the Cormick store every Friday night, picking out them old songs. I stayed out of sight. Then one night old Mr. Judd called for me to come sit by him in the circle. He was number one. He handed me an old guitar, said, boy, learn to play it right. Then someday pass it on like I've done tonight. Old men with guitars and fiddles picking on the porch. Don't hear music like that much anymore. Takes me back to my childhood, I remember when. Now I wish I was a kid back there, picking with them again. Now the years have passed and I guess it's time for me to finally admit I'm one of the old guys now, so on the porch I sit, playing all the old songs with all my old friends. Every time we get together, I remember when I was just a young kid who shown the way. Now it's probably my turn to do the same. So listen, kids, if you will, hear what I say. Take this old guitar and learn to play. Old men with guitars and fiddles picking on the porch. Don't hear music like that much anymore. Takes me back to my childhood and I remember when. Now I wish I was a kid back there picking with them again. Yes, I wish I was a kid back there picking with them again. And I see Mary Lou is on there. Hey, Mary Lou, Mary Lou. That one goes out to you and my sister Lucy and my niece Shelley. They're in Callahan. Glad to see you're on there.
All right. Let's see. Is this working? Yeah, there we go.
Can you give me a little bit more instrument volume? My mandolin is wide open and I want to turn it down. I want to turn it down a little bit.
You just want more for you to hear, not going out, I think.
Okay, well, maybe so.
Yeah.
That could be.
So.
That could be.
Let's see. You like that song, huh, Jay? I guess I'll do that one for you. I haven't done that in a while. The song was written by a fellow named Buddy Miller. Buddy is a Nashville session man, a guitar player and an arranger, and I guess he's a producer too. But this is a song about the seamier side of being on the road. Showman's life is a smoky bar shiny star motel room in a lonely while. What I've seen of a showman's life, nobody told me about this part. They told me all about the pretty girl, the wine, the money, and the good times. But no man shall know all the wear and tear on an old honky-tonker's hall. Well, I might have known it, but nobody told me about this part. A boy will dream his children do of the great wide way till the dream comes true. A funny smile in the colored lights, that's all it is to a showman's life. Nobody told me about this part. They told me all about the pretty girls and the wine, oh, and the money and the good times. No man shall know all the wear and tear on the old honky-tonker's hall. Well, I might have known it, but nobody told me about this part. Nobody told me about this part. They told me all about the pretty girls and the wine, oh, and the money and the good times. But no man shall know all the wear and tear on an old honky-tonker's hall. I might have known it, but nobody told me about this part. Well, I might have known it, but nobody told me about this part. Buddy Miller.
And tell you about hauling the equipment back and forth. That's one of my
He's
standard.
past that stage.
Well, that's one of my standard jokes. Somebody said, "How much you charge to play?" I said, "Well, I play for free." I said, "I charge a lot to set up the equipment." I mean, it's just, people think it's simple, just one guy. How much equipment do you need? But we have to. If you want it to sound good, you gotta have your stuff.
It's
man.
more than one guy. You got a driver, you got an equipment guy, you got a guitar tech,
Right.
you got a vocalist.
All those guys.
You're all
and we got all them backup vocalists too.
You're all those people.
Since our buddy Lee Cruz is on there, I'm gonna do one for him. This is a John Prine song that Lee reminded me of. I had forgotten about the song, and when he said something about it, I said, "Man, I forgot all about that song." I said, I'll work that back in. So this is a John Prine tune called "Let's Talk Dirty in Hawaiian." This is for you, Lee.
What a great concept.
Well, the problem is getting all them Hawaiian words in there, It's not an easy song, but just for you, Lee. Well, I packed my bags, bought myself a ticket, land of the tall palm tree. Ohio, Milwaukee, hello, Waikiki. just stepped down from the airplane when I heard her say, waka waka nuka licka, waka waka nuka licka, would you like a lick? So let's talk dirty in Hawaiian, whisper in my ear. Kikapuka maka wawahini, the words I long to hear. Lay your coconut on my tiki, what the heck a mooka mooka do? Let's talk dirty in Hawaiian, say the words I long to hear. It's a ukulele Honolulu sunset. Listen to the grass skirts sway. Drinking rum from the pineapple out on Honolulu Bay. The steel guitars are playing while she's talking with her hands. Gimme, oka doka, make a wish, I wanna polka, words I understand. So let's talk dirty in Hawaiian, whisper in my ear. Kikapuka maka wawahini, are the words I long to hear. Lay your coconut on my tiki, what the heck a mooka mooka did? Let's talk dirty in Hawaiian, say the words I long to hear. Well, I bought a lot of junker with my moolah, I sent it to the folks back home. Never had a chance to dance a hula, well, I guess I should have known. We started talking to the sweet Bahini, walking in the pale moonlight. Oka nakawara said a nakawaka, siswin baka, hope I said it right. So let's talk dirty in Hawaiian, whisper in my ear. Kikapuka maka wawahini, the words I long to hear. Lay your coconut on my tiki, what the heck a mooka mooka did? Let's talk dirty in Hawaiian, say the words I long to hear. Let's talk dirty in Hawaiian, say the words I long to hear. Aloha.
Aloha. Oh, my.
I still, that last verse, that last line of, I don't know how he did it, and of course he wrote it, so it's, you know, it was in his head. I'm still working on getting it in my head.
What is it, Moose? What? I'm busy. I'm working. I'm working, buddy. Get up here on the couch. Come on.
We've got our moose dog with us tonight.
Dawn's in Florida, so I'm minding the dog, I guess, or vice versa.
Dog's minding you. You're a good little dog, aren't you, boy? Huh?
Let's see how this goes. Well, I hear tell you're doing well, good things have come to you. I wish I had your happiness, and you had a do. Well, they tell me you're running free, your days are never blue. I wish I had your good luck charm, and you had a do. Oh, when you're going down the street in your big Cadillac, you got girls in the front, got girls in the back. Way in the back, you got the money in the sack. Both hands on the wheel and your shoulders right back. Beep, 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 beep. I love that part. Beep, 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 beep. When they tell me you're running free, your days are never blue. I wish I had your good luck charm. You had a do, wackadoo. Oh, you're going down the street in your big Cadillac. You got girls in the front, got girls in the back. Way in the back, you got the money in the sack. Both hands on the wheel and your shoulders right back. Beep, 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 beep. Beep, 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 beep. They tell me you're running free, your days are never blue. I had your happiness, and you had to do,
Do, wackadoo, 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 wackadoo. The most underrated songwriters of all time.
You can't roller skate in the buffalo herd.
Roger Miller was something else, man, I'll tell you.
He apparently was a mean drunk.
Is that right?
Yeah, when he got drunk, he was nasty.
You learn all kinds of stuff here on Dr. Paul's show.
There were people in Nashville who were paid to follow him around and observe what he did and what he wrote down because they wanted to know where he's getting his ideas from.
Oh, no kidding.
Yeah.
There's my Georgia. My Georgia is, Georgia is on there somewhere, I'm sure. She still can't seem to get logged in to comment, but I think she's on there. I'm going to do it. This is on my new album. This song is called Down by the Creek, and this one goes back to, again, where my sister and I grew up, out there in the swamp out there in Nassau County, out there by Thomas Creek. And that's kind of where this song came from. We used to go fishing down there at the creek on Sunday afternoon. And Jimmy's listening too. All right, Jimmy. Hey, Jimmy, that's my nephew. He's on there too. Glad to see the whole family, the whole clan is together out there. They probably eating fried chicken, if I know them. Eating some fried chicken and some taters or something. But this is all about Thomas Creek and down out there by Roy Booth Road, where Jimmy lives now. This song is called Down by the Creek. Catfish are calling me down the creek. Man, what you talking about? You know, catfish can't speak, but they're calling me. Yeah, they're calling me down by the creek. You can say what you want now about climbing to the top. All I gotta worry about is if my bobber pops. Yeah, they're calling me. Yeah, they're calling me down to the creek. Sally Ann Parker said she wanted to come along. Said she could bait her own hook. Just leave her alone. But she was talking to me. That girl was talking to me down by the creek. My pal Bobby Boatwright brought his old dog Blue. Every time we'd catch a fish, old Blue bought one too. That dog was barking at me. Yeah, he was talking to me down the creek. This easy lifestyle, well, it ain't for everyone. I know some city boys wouldn't think it was any fun. Sitting in the shade, the cool of the trees, catching some fish and drinking some beers and doing as we please down by the creek. Down by the creek. Life can seem so hard at times. You're caught up in the race. Why don't you come spend the day with me? We'll slow down your pace. Come on and walk with me. Come on and talk with me. Down by the creek. know time is a-wasting. Sun's getting high. Come on, let's go now, for the whole day slips by. Come on and walk with me. Come on and talk with me. Down by the creek. You know, this easy lifestyle, but it ain't for everyone. I know some city boys wouldn't think it was any fun. Sitting in the shade, cool of the trees, catching some fish and drinking some beers, doing as we please down by the creek. Down by the creek. Down by the creek. That was one of my Georgia requests tonight. Also, Georgia, that one was for you. And we are down by the creek sometimes. We live by a couple of creeks up here in the mountains, and ain't nothing better than going down to that creek and hanging out for a little while.
I just like the sound of the water.
It's beautiful, man. It's absolutely beautiful. Now, the creeks we have down in Florida, a lot of them, they don't make no sound.
No, they
They're moving, but they're moving slowly, and the water's brown.
So are the alligators.
So are the alligators, that's right. Well, the weird part about it is Thomas Creek there, and the sun was right on it, the water was clean, and the sun would hit right, and you could see hundreds of little tiny brim just hanging in the water. And
Waiting to be it.
yeah, well, these old guys would come down there and fish, they'd catch them, they had a fire going, they'd catch the fish, and they'd throw the fish in the fire, they'd crisp them and just eat them, you know. Of course, they were chasing it with Old Crow whiskey, too.
That is some of the nastiest whiskey. My neighbor used to drink that.
That'll turn you off from drinking right there.
I would bring Jack Daniels down to his house, and he refused to drink it. He didn't want to drink anything good because he didn't want to get spoiled.
Your neighbor down here,
right? Well, being that we're talking about creeks and woods and country living and stuff, let's do a little dirt road music. Daddy worked hard for his dollar. He said some folks don't, but that's okay. They won't know which road to follow. 'Cause an easy street, it might lead you astray. I take the dirt road, that's all I know. I've been walking it for years. It takes me where I need to go. It ain't easy, it ain't supposed to be. Well, I'll take my time, life won't pass me by, 'cause it's right there to find. On the dirt road, on the dirt road. Well, I have you, life in the fast lane. You gotta watch your back and look both ways. When it's said and done, the time we have is borrowed. You better make real sure you're headed the right way. I'll take the dirt road, that's all I know. I've been walking it for years. It takes me where I need to go. It ain't easy, it ain't supposed to be. I'll take my time, life won't pass me by, 'cause it's right there to find. On the dirt road, on the dirt road. I'll take the dirt road, that's all I know. I've been walking it for takes me where I need to go. It ain't easy, it ain't supposed to be. Well, I take my time, life won't pass me by, 'cause it's right there to find. I take the dirt road, it's all I know. I've been walking it for years, it takes me where I need to go. It ain't easy, it ain't supposed to be. Well, I take my time, life won't pass me by, 'cause it's right there to find. On the dirt road, on the dirt road, on the dirt road. Little Sawyer Brown.
Yeah, my sister and niece, and they still live on dirt road. Bismarck is the road they live on, way out outside of Callahan. And somebody said something to me about living on dirt roads, and I said I really never really liked living on the dirt road because our car was always dirty. And somebody said, "Well, you still live on a dirt road." I said, "No." I said, "I live on a gravel road." I said, "There's a whole lot of difference between a gravel road and a dirt road. No, big difference." So I'm gonna do that Jamie Johnson song that I've grown so fond of. It's called In Color. If you haven't discovered Jamie Johnson yet, I urge you to look him up. He's quite a songwriter, and
Don't look up any of his old stuff. You might be offended.
yeah, well, maybe.
He's had some interesting opinions over the years.
He did.
I think he's mellowed.
He and Chris Stapleton are trying to outdo each other on who looks the woolliest. They both got big hair and big beards now, and he's out there. But this is a Jamie Johnson song called In Color. San Grandpa, what's this picture here? It's all black and white and it ain't real clear. Is that you there? Said yeah, I was 11. Times were tough back in 35. It's me and Uncle Joe just trying to survive a cotton farm. Great Depression. It looks like we were scared to death, like a couple of kids just trying to save each other. You should have seen it in color. This one here was taken overseas, the middle of hell in 1943 in the wintertime. Almost see my breath. That was my tail gunner, old Johnny McGee. Was a high school teacher from New Orleans, and he had my back right through the day we left. If it looks like we were scared to death, like a couple of kids just trying to save each other, you should have seen it in color. You know, a picture's worth 1,000 words, but you can't see with those shades of gray keep color. You should have seen it in color. This one here's my favorite one. It's me and Grandma in the summer sun, all dressed up. Day we said our vow. Can't tell it here, but it was hot that June, and the rose was red, and her eyes were blue, and just look at that smile. I was so proud. That's the story of my life, right there in black and white. If it looks like we were scared to death, a couple of kids just trying to save each other, you should have seen it in color. Your picture's worth 1,000 words, but you can't see with those shades of gray keep color. You should have seen it in color. You should have seen it in color. should have seen it in color.
Jamie Johnson.
Jamie Johnson.
Let's see here.
I'm gonna take a freight train out of the station. I don't care where it goes. Gonna ride me a southbound all the way to Georgia now. Jump out, nobody's gonna know.
Can't you see? Can't you see what that woman been doing to me?
I'm gonna find me a hole in the wall. I'm gonna crawl inside and die. Yeah, this lady, she was a mean old woman, Lord, and never told me goodbye.
Can't you see? Can't you see what that woman been doing to me? Can't you see? Lord, can't you see what that woman been doing to me?
Buy me a ticket, go down to the station, and I ain't never coming back. Ride me a southbound, hey, all the way to Georgia now, till that train runs out of track.
Can't you see? Can't you see what that woman been doing to me? Can't you see? Oh, can't you see what that woman she been doing to me?
Some Marshall Tucker. Haven't done that in a while.
That's a good song. I'll do that. I like that song.
What are we talking here? 35, 24, 16, 23?
I think they're talking about temperature.
Temperature.
Maybe it's temperature. I'm not sure.
I do not know. Yeah,
If it's temperature, we're done with that. We've already got our crops in the ground. I got my tomatoes and my okra and all that in the ground. And
hedging a little bit. I got the ones that I know.
well, I know what you've been picking peaches.
Oh gosh, I got a bushel.
He's got a basket of peaches out here. These little tiny little peaches because you got to trim them off the tree or they don't grow, get fat or whatever. And he must have 1,000 of them little peaches. And I said, man, it's too bad you can't do something with them things, other than maybe get your slingshot and use them.
I don't know. Maybe Lee can turn them into something good.
Lee, that's an idea.
Lee might be able to use
Lee, if you had a basket full of little tiny peaches like the size of a marble,
and
could you do?
25 pounds of sugar.
That's about right. Well, my sweetie Georgia, she asked for another song tonight. This is a Ray LaMontagne song. This song is called, and I think he wrote it about musicians. It's called "Beg, Steal, or Borrow."
Yeah.
And sometimes it comes down to that. But Ray LaMontagne. So your hometown is bringing you down. You're drowning in the small talk and the chatter. You're gonna step in the line like your daddy done, punch into time, climbing life's long ladder. You've been howling at the moon like a slack-jawed fool, breaking every rule that they can throw on. But one of these days it's gonna be right soon. You'll find your legs, go and stay gone. Young man, full of big plans, thinking about tomorrow. Young man, gonna make a stand. Beg, steal, and you borrow. You beg, you steal, you borrow. Well, all of the friends that you knew in school, they used to be so cool. Now they just bore you. Well, look at them now, already pulling the plow. So quick to take the grain, just like an old view. Young man, full of big plans, thinking about tomorrow. Young man, gonna make a stand. Beg, steal, and you borrow. You beg, you steal, you borrow. Dreaming of the day you're gonna pack your bag, put the miles away. Or just grab your girl and go where no one knows you. What will all the old folks say? So your hometown is bringing you down. You're drowning in the small talk and the chatter. You're gonna step in the line like your daddy done, punch into time, climbing life's long ladder. Young man, full of big plans, thinking about tomorrow. Young man, gonna make a stand. Beg, steal, and you borrow. You beg, you steal, you borrow. You beg, you steal, you borrow.
Yeah.
Ray LaMontagne.
I like that.
That's for you, baby. Yeah, we actually have. I didn't know Ray LaMontagne. Georgia introduced me to him. She's actually got a Ray LaMontagne. I think it's signed. I think she got signed it too. It's hanging. She's got a wall of posters out in her cave, she calls it, and she's got one of the Ray LaMontagne posters out there. And I'm pretty sure it's signed.
Huh.
And I'd never heard of the guy.
You introduced me to him.
Well, I mean, I was embarrassed. I get embarrassed sometimes. You ought to know these people. You ought to know everybody But you can't know everybody.
You can't, not unless you spend your entire life on YouTube. I mean, they're not playing these people on a radio.
Right, that's right.
I don't know where you would find them unless you get on YouTube or you know somebody who knows
That's
somebody
right.
who knows
That's
somebody.
right.
Well, I had something in mind, but that mind is gone.
It must have been the pizza.
Well, let's try this. A threadbare alibi, a lifetime full of promise, fell from my Mary's eyes. She heard the screen door swing. The baby never woke. She lay cradled in her trembling. She lay safe, never knowing what my leaving her world might bring. I draw my pay down on the door. I send it off to Mary. I might hold back $1, wash this pain out of my back. But the pain keeps getting clearer. Mary, your face just keeps on fading. Now the light shines through this bottle. Memories have turned to sand. Well, I'll see you out on the street tonight. I'm a lover of a drink, lover of a fight. Hold my own on the dark side of this town. Well, I'm tough as nails. I got a heart of steel. I could never see, I could never feel. One more round will surely set me right. I miss my Mary tonight. They call me the old man in this bar. My sleeves rolled up and showing faint blue souvenirs of love in places I have been. This one says U.S. Navy, and this one says darling Mary. My Mary's turned to ashes, and the sea has turned to gin. Well, I'll see you out on the street tonight. I'm a lover of a drink, lover of a fight. Hold my own on the dark side of this town. Well, I'm tough as nails. I got a heart of steel. I could never feel, I could never feel. One more round will surely set me right. I miss my Mary tonight. Just send one more round will surely set me right. I miss my Mary tonight. Oh, no, 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 no. I'll catch him.
I'll catch him. Another one that we lost way too early.
Oh, gosh.
Great songwriter.
Great guitar player, too.
He was indeed.
His own-
He was great,
in
good,
his own
just good
style, he
entertainer
really
all
was
around.
good, good.
So let's take a moment. Last weekend, I was down in Helen for a show during the songwriter thing.
I was down there, too.
I know. I heard.
I visited.
You visited. But I'll tell you what happened. We had a group of people come in there, and for over an hour, all they wanted to hear was country. You know, and you know when they want to hear it, and they keep walking up and throwing dollars and
Yes, sir.
fives in the tip jar. Although I discourage the dollars because, well, I don't really discourage them, but Georgia gets all the dollars, as you know. But this was one that got everybody singing along. It's a Charlie Daniels tune. That's the wrong note. People say I'm no good, crazy as a loon. 'Cause I get stoned every morning, Lord, I get drunk every afternoon. Kinda like my old blue tick hound, I like to lay around in the shade. I ain't got no money, but I damn sure got it made. But I ain't asking nobody for nothing if I can't get it on my own. country boy alone.
Poor girl wants to marry, and a rich girl wants to flirt. Rich man goes to college, and a poor man goes to work. The drunkard wants another drink of wine, and the politician wants to work. Well, I don't want much or nothing at all, but I will take another tour. And I ain't asking nobody for nothing if I can't get it on my own.
You don't like the way I'm living, just leave this long-haired country boy alone. Preacher man talking on TV, putting down the rock and roll. Wants me to send a donation. He says he's worried about my soul. He said Jesus walked on the water. Yes, I know that's true. Sometimes I think that preacher man would like to do a little walking too. And I ain't asking nobody for nothing if I can't get it on my own. You don't like the way I'm living, you just leave this long-haired country boy alone. That's a big dramatic finish. Hey, it's Terry, his friend Terry. Hey, Larry.
Terry is
Thank you.
out in California.
Thank you so much.
Glad you could tune in tonight. I'm going to do a song. Well, I'm from nowhere, born and raised there. I spent my first 20 years trying to fit in. Even family didn't understand me. Now that they're gone, I've got no reason to go back there again. I must have heard 1,000 songs about longing to go home. Lord, I wish I felt that way. And what I'd give to take my mind back to a better place in time. But I can't, 'cause I'm from nowhere. Well, I'm a stranger, I'm in danger of never having any place that I can call my home. Why live only to die lonely? Yeah, I just want to find a place that'll miss me when I'm gone. I must have heard 1,000 songs about longing to go home. Lord, I wish I felt that way. What I'd give to take my mind back to a better place in time. But I can't, 'cause I'm from nowhere. Nowhere. Lost for so long, I need a place that feels like home. I must have heard 1,000 songs about longing to go home.
Lord, I wish I felt that way. And what I'd give to take my mind back to a better place and time. But I can't, 'cause I'm nowhere. Nowhere. I'm nowhere.
Well done, well done.
Song from my CD, The Old Home Place.
So I hope that the Terrell clan is still watching. My nephew Jimmy Terrell has a little girl named Bellamy. And Bellamy,
Bellamy has a brother?
she does have a little brother. But Bellamy is named after the Bellamy brothers. I mean, really.
Yeah, okay.
And so I'm going to do a Bellamy Brothers song, and I hope is Bellamy there with you guys? I hope she is. If not, you can show it to her later, Shelley. This is a song for I don't know what she is to me. I guess she's my great niece. A song for Bellamy. Long blonde hair, sky blue eyes. Girl, that well-bred look is easy to recognize. Tailored dress, you know it fits so fine. And in answer to the question that's on my mind, honey, do you love as good as you look? Can you satisfy your man like your body says you can? Judging from the cover, I'd love to read the book. Honey, do you love as good as you look? If you could read my mind, you might blush blood red. Then again, you might come over here instead. I see they brought your check. Soon you're bound to go. If I don't make my move right now, I may never know. Honey, do you love as good as you look? Can you satisfy your man like your body says you can? Judging from the cover, I'd love to read the book. Honey, do you love as good as you look? Honey, do you love as good as you look? That's a Bellamy Brothers song for Bellamy Terrell. You know, I got to work with those boys, not the Bellamy Brothers themselves, but their band. When my pal Terry and I recorded our first record there in Auburndale, we didn't have a band. So we had to hire musicians, studio musicians, and it turned out that there was the Bellamy Brothers band. They were off the road, and they came and worked with us there. They were fantastic musicians, just wonderful guys, too. Nice guys.
All right, well, you know, let me see here. I got an idea if I can remember the name of the song.
Okay, well, that's always a good sign.
Always a good song.
That's a good sign.
Well, I can't remember the name of that one, so we'll have to do something else. Cowboy, he lives on the range. His horse and his cattle are his only companions. He works in the saddle, he sleeps in the canyons, waiting for summer, his pastures to change. And as As the moon rises, he sits by his fire, thinking about woman and glasses of beer. Closing his eyes as the dog is retired, he sings out a song which is soft but it's clear, as if maybe someone could hear. He sings good night, you moonlight ladies, rockabye sweet baby Jane. Deep greens and blues are the colors I choose. Won't you let me go down in my dreams and rockabye sweet baby James? Now the 1st of December is covered in snow. So was the turnpike from Stockbridge to Boston. Well, the Berkshires seem dreamlike on account of that frosting. With 10 miles behind me and 10,000 more to go. Yeah, more to go. There's a song that they sing when they take you to the highway. A song that they sing when they take you to the sea. A song that they sing of their home in the sky. Maybe you can believe it if it helps you to sleep. Oh, but singing, you know, singing works just fine for me. So good night, you moonlight ladies, rockabye sweet baby Jane. Deep greens and blues are the colors I choose. Won't you let me go down in my dreams and rockabye sweet baby Jane?
That's a great song. Blue James Taylor.
You can tell it was written on a piano. It's got a million chords.
Exactly. Well, James Taylor is hard to cover because he played with a lot of chords. He really did. He moved his hands around a lot on the guitar. This guy did it pretty simple. We lost Jimmy Buffett a couple of months ago, and this is his very first hit song, the only song he ever had that made it to #1. Actually, that's not true. I'm not going to do that song. I'm going to do Pirate Looks at 40 instead. There you go. Mother, Mother Ocean, I have heard you call. I wanted to sail upon your waters since I was 3 feet tall. You seen it all. You seen it all. Watch the man who rode you switch from sails to steam. In your belly you hold a treasure you have ever seen. Most of them dream. Most of them dream. Yes, I am a pirate, 200 years too late. Oh, the cannons don't thunder, there's nothing to plunder. I'm an over 40 victim of fate, arriving too late. Arriving too late. Now I've done a bit of smuggling, I've run my share of grass. Oh, I made enough money to buy Miami, but I pissed it away so fast. Never meant to last. Never meant to last. Now I have been drunk now for over 2 weeks. I passed out and I rallied and I drank a few leaks, but I got to stop wishing, got to go fishing, time to rock bottom again. Just a few friends, just a few friends. younger women. I've lived with several a while. Oh, I ran them away, but they come back someday. Still couldn't manage to smile. Just takes a while. Just takes a while. Mother Ocean, after all these years I found my occupational hazard is my occupation just ain't around. Feel like I've drowned. Think I'll head uptown. Yeah, I feel like I've drowned. Think I'll head uptown. Jimmy Buffett.
Jimmy Buffett. I remembered what I was going to do.
Mr. Buffett.
Mr. Buffett. Howard and Dave.
Howard and Dave.
Howard and Dave.
I got it.
Got it?
First song I ever heard Dr. Paul do right here.
He turned 35 last Sunday, and his liver is found so great. But he still ain't changed his lifestyle. He likes it better the old way. So he grows a little garden in the backyard by the fence. He's consuming what he's growing nowadays in self-defense. He gets out there in the twilight zone sometimes when it just don't make no sense. He gets off on country music 'cause disco left him cold. He's got young friends in the new way, yeah, but he's just too damn. So he grows a little garden in the backyard by the fence. He's consuming what he's growing nowadays. If this world may change around him now, but no, he won't change no more. Well, he's an old hippie and he don't know what to do. Should he hang on to the old? Should he grab on to the new? He's an old hippie, this new life is just a buzz. He ain't trying to change nobody. He's just trying real hard to judge. He was sure back in the 60s that everyone was hip. And then they sent him off to Vietnam on his senior trip. And they forced him to become a man while he was still a boy. And behind each wave of tragedy, he waited for the joy. This world may change around him now, but no, he won't change no more. He's an old hippie and he don't know what to do. Should he hang on to the old? Should he grab on to the new? He's an old hippie, this new life is just a buzz. He ain't trying to change nobody. He's just trying real hard to adjust. lot now from the parties and the clubs. And he's thinking as he's jogging around, sure is glad he quit the hard drugs. Because him and his kind get more endangered every day. Pretty soon the species gonna up and blow away. Like the smoke from that torpedo, they're gonna up and blow away. He's an old hippie and he don't know what to do. Should he hang on to the old? Should he grab on to the new? He's an old hippie, this new life is just a bust. He ain't trying to change nobody. He's just trying real hard to adjust. No, he ain't trying to change nobody. He's just trying real hard to adjust.
All right. That's another Bellamy Brothers song.
Howard and David.
And Shelley's saying there that we need to listen to the Bellamy's new song, Country Music for Old Men.
We'll do that one next after
What are you
Tom
trying?
does his song.
What are you trying to say? You know that one?
Yeah, I do that song all the time.
Oh, all right. Well, we will do that.
They got John Anderson in that song. They're trying to arrange John's comeback.
He will. John's back. We saw the Bellamys. They were here last season at the fairgrounds,
They did that song that night.
and they were just absolutely wonderful.
They told him just to fade away.
They were
His time is back.
they're as good as ever, and their harmonies were great, and they had fun. You could tell they were having fun playing. So it was a
It was a great show.
it was a great show. It really was.
And what was even better was there's an act out of Ellijay, Georgia, a duo, a guy and his wife, and they go by, gosh, I'm going to embarrass myself now. I can't remember.
You're not
their
talking
name.
about the trailer hippies, are you?
No. The ones that opened up for the Bellamys. I was really happy to see that they had a local act open up for them.
I missed that. We got there late, and I missed that.
Yeah, they were really good. It'll come to me. Where are you going?
I'm gonna do old Animals song. I love this song. House, old Animals. That's right. The song is called "House of the Rising Sun." There is a house in New Orleans they call the Rising Sun. It's been the ruin of many a poor boy, and God, I know I've won. My mother was a tailor. She sewed my new blue jeans. My father was a gambling man down in New Orleans. Now the only thing that a gambler needs is a suitcase and a trunk. And the only time that he is satisfied is when he's on a drunk. Well, it's one foot on the platform, the other on the train. And I'm going back to New Orleans to wear that ball and chain. mothers change children not to do what I have done, 'cause they spend their lives in sin and misery in the house of the rising sun. Well, I'm going back to New Orleans. My race is almost run, and I'm going back to end my life in the house of the rising sun. There is a house in New Orleans they call Rising Sun, and it's been the ruin of many a poor boy, and God, I know I'm animal song, House of the Rising Sun. Oh, I see our buddy David's on there. He's in Flagler Beach tonight. Hey, boy. That's our Melrose friend.
The Tech Brigade.
Tech Brigade, that's right.
Well, they told him just to fade away. His time had passed, and all his kind were dying. But he remembers when Hank led the Opry high as a kite, while Patsy Cline was out walking after midnight. Well, he saw the torch being passed from Lefty to Merle. Now the so-called successes, but it's hard to find a hero in this world. There ain't no country music for old men. All of the good ones have died, but just packed it in. Now there's posers and losers and would-be outlaws who only know how to pretend. But there ain't no country music for old men. He was sitting at a bar stool the first time that he heard Jolene, sung by the prettiest angel that he'd ever seen. Back when Nashville was swinging and making them deals, while old Buck was out walking the streets of Bakersfield. There ain't no country music for old men. All of the good ones have died, but just packed it in. Now there's posers and losers and would-be outlaws that only know how to pretend. There ain't no country music for old men. Loretta and Conway Jones and Tammy Wynette, songs about prisons, passion and whiskey, that's as good as it's ever gonna get. Well, they called him nostalgic with a permanent case of the blues. He just walks around wondering who's gonna fill their shoes. Looking back on the great ones we've lost, he says, why so soon? He shed an ocean of tears on the graves of Johnny and June. There ain't no country music for old men. All of the good ones have died, but just passed it in. Now there's posers and losers and would-be outlaws who only know how to pretend. There ain't no country music for old men. There ain't no country music for old men.
There you go.
But there is.
I'd like a Bellamy Brothers triple play.
How about that?
You make sure Miss Bellamy gets to see that, Shelley. She'll, I know she's just the cutest little girl you've ever seen in your life. I don't know how, she's what, say 3 or 4 or 5 years old now. She's the cutest she can be, smart as a
They
whip.
all start out that way.
Well, you know, our buddy Glenn up there is, I think it was Glenn, somewhere back up in there, was calling for a sing-along.
A little sing-along here. We knocking. Is that what we're
I think
doing?
we must be knocking tonight. We haven't done knocking in a while. We, Paul and I were doing this song one night somewhere. We were playing out, and somebody said, "Man, y'all act like y'all rehearsed that." And I said, "Well, when you've done a song 1,000 times, it's not like we rehearsed it."
But you know, the problem is we each play alone, and ultimately you develop a habit of how you do a song.
How you do it, right?
And it has nothing to do with how it ever started out.
That's right.
And luckily, I guess we're learning how each other's.
We've been doing it for a while together now.
So,
Listen, we're going to do this. We hope you'll sing along. Jay, we're going to do it for you too, buddy. And appreciate y'all tuning in tonight. This is a song Bob Dylan wrote in 1973 for a movie he was in called Pat Garrett and Billy the Kid. And I had the opportunity on stage in Costa Rica in December to do this with some guys, some great blues harmonica singer and a good guitar player and a sax player. And if you know the words, sing along with us. We're tickled to have you with us tonight. The song is called Knocking on Heaven's Door. Take this badge off of me, 'cause I can't use it anymore. Getting dark, too dark to see. I feel like I'm knocking on heaven's door. Knocking, knocking, 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 knocking on heaven's door.
Mama put my guns down in the ground. Oh, I can't shoot them anymore. There's a long dark cloud been hanging around, and I feel I'm knocking on heaven's door.
Knocking, knocking, knocking on heaven's door.